Hello folks, this is Sula speaking. You're listening to another video for Teamfight Tactics. This is more footage taken from the public beta environment, the PBE for set 15. This was taken a couple days before the set comes out. This video is probably going to get posted right around the time that the set moves onto the live client. There might be some changes here and there, but this should probably be pretty close to what the live version of set 15 looks like, just because this was taken from the end of the beta testing environment. In any case, though, in this game, we're going to see a Kayle team composition, and in particular, this is going to be a hyper-scaling game. Yes, we are going to start out very, very, very weak, and we're going to try to scale and become extremely strong over the course of this game. So this is another one of those trust in the scaling comps as we play the long game. Now, as we had our initial encounter, you might have seen we got the Gwen encounter, which means that all augments are going to be prismatic in this game. That's not really something that you want if you're going to be looking to play Kayle. Kayle is a one-cost reroll team composition, but it's not something that you typically want to play if you're going to be getting a whole bunch of prismatic augments. In fact, I'm going to be re-rolling for Kayle. And as it turns out, Headwinder, who is my partner, is going to be re-rolling for crew units. So we're both going to be doing one-cost reroll builds here. Again, typically in a triple prismatic lobby, you don't generally want to do one-cost reroll builds because they can get outscaled. By the way, here I get triple Malphites. Now, under the old rules, for how Double Up worked, I could have just sent a 2-star Malphite, but the canon does not allow you to send 2-star units anymore. You can only send 1-star units. On the plus side, the cooldown is very, very short for the cannon. If you send 1, 2, and 3 cost units, the cooldown is only 3 rounds, so you can use that a lot. And like, I'm going to get a Kayle here, so I'm going to be getting crew units for Headwinder's board. He's going to be trying to find Kayles and Zax for my board. And that is the plan. Okay. Now we get our first augment, and look what we have here. We have a couple different ones, but I'm going to take investment strategy. Your champions gain 8 permanent max health per interest you earn. Your maxed interest is increased to 7. So this is a big time scaling augment on the board. Every amount of income, every amount of interest I earned gives all units on the board 8 health. All of them will permanently gain 8 health for every point of interest, and I can increase my interest up to 70 gold. I can get up to 7 interest per round. Normally in TFT, you gain 1 additional gold per round, up to 50 gold in the bank, but you can't, there's no point in having gold over 50. Going above 50 doesn't do anything for your board. With this setup, I will be able to go up to 70 gold, and if I do have 70 gold in the bank, my units will earn 7 times 8, which is 56 health per round. So you can see why this is better on a reroll comp, because basically you need to have your key units on the board from the start of the game, or else this augment's not really going to do much of anything. Like, there's not much, if you're going to like try to go to level 8 and put a bunch of 4 and 5 cost units on the board, you're not going to have those units in play until stage 4 or stage 5. So there's just not going to be time for you to stack up the extra interest in any meaningful way. So this is an augment you want to take with reroll boards. The problem is, in order to get max value out of this, I kind of will need to get up to 70 gold in the bank. It's not going to do anything at the start of the game. And so therefore I'm going to have this reroll augment that's like a stacking, scaling augment, but it won't do anything until much later in the game. So like this last round, I actually did not earn any interest at all. So it did nothing that round. And other people have taken a prismatic augment that gives them a lot of power right away. Like, there's a whole bunch of prismatics that just give you tons of power, like straight up front, right from the beginning of the game. On top of that, Kayle is probably the single weakest unit in the game at the start of the game. By the way, we're going to take advantage of another feature that's here in Double Up that was added with the Double Up rework during set 14. We're actually going to trade item components. Yeah, you can swap an item component with your partner. And I desperately need rods for my team. Like, I desperately need rods because Kayle is not even a unit until she gets a Rage Blade, which is her most important item. And really her 2 key items are Rage Blade, Gunblade. So I need double rods to make my team work. And I didn't have any rods. I was able to trade a glove to Headwinder, which is going to be much more useful for his board. So he can do stuff like try to make an Infinity Edge on Sivir, who's the early game carry for a crew board. But he was able to send me a rod, and that's exactly what I need. So that's nice. Now if I can get a bow off this upcoming carousel, I'll be able to make a Rage Blade, and maybe Kayle will actually start doing something. Anyway, there goes a Malphite over to his board to help him with his crew setup, and I believe he sends me something back here, or maybe it's next round. I can't remember when it got. Nope, there it is. He's going to send me another Kayle. So I actually do have 5 Kayles pretty early on, but I only have 1 Zac, and that's a little bit disappointing because Zac isn't tended to be my front line on this board. All right, a little bit more about Kayle. By the way, there's another Kayle over there on Headwinder's board. We are finding the Kayles. That's good. Okay, Kayle is essentially a reprint of the same unit from set 9. Like, she's pretty much exactly the same. She had Slayer trait in that set. She has Duelist trait in this set, and she has this new Wraith trait. But otherwise, she's basically exactly the same. Kayle is the only unit in the set that does not have mana. All other units in the set, I believe all the other units in the set have mana. She does not. By the way, you might have noticed, I don't know if I've killed even 1 unit on any of the 3 boards I've hit so far. So anyway, Kayle is a monolith unit. She does not have any ability. She just has a passive. She deals bonus magic damage on every attack. And that's pretty freaking weak. She is a terrible unit at the start of the game. But she is a unit that has the potential to get much stronger. And that is because when you get to level 6, she will start firing out a wave of energy every 3rd auto attack. And if you can get to level 9, she starts firing out a wave of energy on every auto attack. So Kayle's in an interesting position whereby you want to 3-star her. She's a 1-cost unit, so you need to 3-star her or else she won't be effective in the late game. But then you also really need to get to level 9, and that is a tricky tightrope to walk. 3-starring a 1-cost unit, but then also getting up to level 9. All right, now the good news from losing all those rounds is I was able to get a bow off the carousel, so now I will make the Rage Blade for Kayle, and I was able to get it on a Senna, who's a 3 gold champ, and that's going to sell for a little bit of extra income. I also did ask Headwinder, did he want me to try to grab the Ziggs here? He said, no, let's focus on 3-starring Sivir and Malphite first. And I'll just put that Neferi on the board for Juggernaut trait. Not that that's going to do a whole lot. But Kayle does have a Rage Blade now. This means that Kayle will get stacking attack speed. Rage Blade gives her extra attack speed over time in the fight. The old Rage Blade was every time you attacked, you got more attacking speed, which caused it to synergize with itself. But the current implementation for Rage Blade is as time goes by in the fight, you attack faster. So the longer the fight goes on, the faster that Kayle will attack with her Rage Blade. Now, the problem is my front line is garbage right now, so it doesn't provide enough time for Kayle to scale up in the fight. I really need to get more Malphites and more Aatroxes. Still, you can see the potential here with my initial augment. My units are getting extra health every single round. Let's see, we have, how much interest did we earn? We earned 2 interest that round. So that allowed us to stack up, 2 times 8, 16 health. I mean, 16 health is not a lot, but it's something. And the more gold that we have, the faster we're going to keep stacking up our health. I believe I also swap out the Udyr for the Neferi here. It's definitely a better unit to play. Do I see that? I definitely need to make this substitution. Do I remember to do this before the round ends here? Because I definitely should swap that unit out. I can't remember. Apparently, I did not remember to do that because Udyr would maintain Juggernaut trait, but he'd also get Duelist trait in for Kayle, and that's just a much, much better unit for me to have on the board. Again, I'm still not exactly expecting to win any of these rounds, but it definitely would help my board. Although, actually, this board looks weak enough that I might be able to win. I might be able to win this one. It's actually better for me to have a close loss here than to have a win. So it looks like I'm going to get my close loss. Okay, that's not bad. I'll take the close loss here. As I said, I think that that's better. And then, the reason why I didn't pick up the Udyr is I wanted to get the 30 gold. I wanted to emphasize the econ so I could get the 30 gold. I actually sell the Aatrox to get up there. Okay, so I lost every single round. Headwinder at least did win one of his rounds, but I lost every single round. Now, that's good for econ purposes, not so good for health purposes. And then I'm going to send him the Sivir, and I still have another Malphite ready to go. I believe he sends me the Kayle that he has on his bench here. And we are starting to hit these units, but again, problem is I really need to econ my way up to, I really need to get up to that 70 gold, so my augment will be giving me full value. But at least I did manage to get up to 2-star Zac, I have 2-star Kayle, and we just need to, trade health for economy here as we slowly get stronger here, as we find more Kayles, as we find more of the Zacs. and as I get to the point where hopefully Kayle will be able to get stronger. By the way, this is nice. This gold is really nice. I need stuff that's going to accelerate my econ. So I'm going to... I didn't manage to sell the rise in time. I cost myself a little income. I think I was waiting to see if Headwinder wanted the rise. I couldn't remember if he needed that unit or not, and he said no. All right, so we are going to need to play another unit because we're going to auto level to level 5 next round. I'm going to play the Jinn because I am looking to go deeper into Wraith trait as the game goes on. But I did manage to get up to 60 gold. That's really big because now I'm getting 6 times 8. I will get 48 health on every unit on the board from these rounds going forward. And then if I get up to the 70 gold, it goes up again to the 56 health per round. So again, we're starting to scale. We're a long way away. We're not close to being as strong as these other units. I also made a good frontline item for Zach. The Spirit Massage is going to scale really well into the game as it goes on because it's going to give percentage-based health restoration, and Zach's going to get a lot of health as the game goes on. Again, every round he's going to be getting, about 50-ish health every round for the rest of the game, as long as I stay over the 70 gold mark. So, this is taking forever here, but I am starting to get there. Alrighty, so now it's time to take another augment. I really wanted something that would give me an econ benefit here, was what I most wanted. I'm not really seeing much that I like here out of these options, so I was like, I guess I'll take the Water Lotus, because that will give my whole team critical strike chance. And if an ability critically strikes, restore 15% of your mana. So basically, this gives me like a free version of Jeweled Gauntlet Infinity Edge on my units. Now their abilities can all crit if I put them on the board. And anyway, there's another Zach. So we're going to stop here. Oh, wait, no, I actually did roll down. Oh, I thought I was going to stay over the 70 gold. I guess I rolled here. Oh, I'm a little surprised I rolled here. I thought I stayed over the 70 gold. I think I was just trying to hit a little bit more in the way of units. I'll play the Mauls over the Jinn. And there's an Udyr, and okay, there's a Malphite for Headwinder's board. I thought I was going to stay over 70 gold. I guess I rolled a little bit because I was trying to strengthen my board. Oh, I think it's because I was getting closer on the Kayle. I was hoping I could maybe hit the Kayle 3-star, but I probably should have just been patient and stayed over the 70 gold. By being over 50 gold, we get, 50? We get 40 health on our units by being over the 50 gold. So not quite as good. We get 40 health instead of a potential 56. It's not quite as good. But Headwinder's board has started to scale up. He has hit the 3-star Sivir, and I'm going to be very much leaning on his board here to try and help me win some of these rounds. Because it is double up mode, and I can afford to be a little greedier in double up mode than I would be in normal TFT. By the way, I'm finally hit an Aatrox. There's another Malphite coming over, and then there's another Kayle. Oh, that's right. I think I was getting close on the Kayle, so that's part of the reason why I was pushing Econ. And there's another Kayle, so with another Kayle about to come, I can be a little bit more patient here. Okay, so we're scaling up on our health. Again, now that we're at 60 gold, we could get 48 health on every unit on the board next round. In addition to that, we have Kayle, who gets stronger over time when she gets to level 6, which I'm going to do soon. She'll start firing out the waves of energy on every third auto attack. But I actually have another scaling factor on my team, and that goes back to the power-up that I gave Kayle. I haven't talked about this yet, because it hasn't really been too relevant yet. But I gave Kayle a scaling power-up as well. Kayle, I took a power-up that gave Kayle 20 ability power immediately, and then another ability power for every 2 kills that Kayle gets. So every 2 kills that she gets, she permanently gains 1 ability power. Now, that's not going to stack up very fast, and up to this point in time, Kayle hasn't really killed that many units, but she's starting to get to the point where she's killing some units here. So remember, every 2 kills, she permanently gets 1% AP, and that's going to stack up over time as well. Is it enough to win that round? No, but Kayle's, she's starting to get there. So we're scaling on health, we're scaling on Kayle with levels, and we're starting to scale on kills on Kayle as well. So if I can put this board together and we can avoid running out of health, because we are low health in the lobby, this is going to be a monster board down the road. It just will scale super duper hard, but we have to get there without dying. If we die before we get there, it's not going to matter. So I really need Headwinder to carry me through some of these rounds while my board is scaling up. All right, so far I'm at 26%. So Kayle has 12 kills so far, 12 kills. She's gone from 26 AP to 20% AP to 26%. Not a lot, but better than nothing. Now it's time for the gift rounds. Headwinder has the choice of 9 gold or a random component. I believe he takes the component. All right, anyway, there we go. And now I'm back up over the 70 gold, so I want to grab one of these. I will grab the Aatrox here. I'm not really emphasizing the Jhin. I don't really care about stacking extra Jhins. Jhin is just going to be there as a trait bot. Jhin will be the next unit that goes in, but he's just going to be in there as a trait bot because he gives me Wraith trait. If you're unfamiliar with Wraith trait, this is a new trait in set 15. It has like this effect whereby I think it's every 5 seconds, this little, ghost jumps down on the board, deals damage to 3 enemy units, and it's equal to a percentage of all the damage that your Wraith units have done since the last proc, or since the last time that Wraith is procced. So you will see it on the board. There it is. It's like that greenish black triangle that pops up. And as you play deeper into the trait, it deals more and more damage. Deals damage based on a percentage of how much damage your Wraith units have done. Now, as of right now, the only Wraith units are Kayle, Malzahar, and Zac. So it doesn't really do a whole lot of damage yet. But as I play deeper into the trait, and as I get more Wraith units on the board, it's going to be more and more effective. 6 Wraith is quite strong, but does require hitting a 5 cost, which is Varus. Although I believe Headwinder actually managed to find a Varus around this point in time. And so he's going to hold on to that unit and have it ready for my board in the near future. Okay, so I get my second power up, and I end up taking, I think, some 4-cost champs. Well, anyway, I get my choice here, and out of the different things I can take on Zac, I could take health, which is not terrible, but I'm going to take this. I have no magic resist shred, no armor shred. I'm going to take the thing that gives me shred and sunder, because I don't have any of that on my board. And that's going to help all of my damage dealers be more effective. By the way, this roll down is a little unfortunate here. I'm not really seeing a whole lot. I just really need one more Kayle because I have another Kayle that's going to come from Headwinder shortly. But no, I'm not able to find that. And then I can't even get this. I can't even pick up the present here because I don't have bench space. It's going to give me champions, but I don't have bench space for it. So that's a little unfortunate. I just have to have it sit here for a round. Still, I am over the 70 gold, so I'm going to get max scaling health on all my units. And because I was first pick on the carousel, I was able to get the Rageblade Gunblade combo. This is seen as the 2 core items on Kayle. And okay, she's starting to look a little bit stronger here. Can we actually win this round? I haven't won any rounds the whole game on my own. I think I won 1 round when Headwinder came over. And no, not able to win that round either. So I have cost our team a tremendous amount of health, and we're down at 52 HP. Which is not exactly great. It's actually kind of a bad thing I won that 1 round. All right, well, there's another Kayle, so we need to free up space for that. So I will sell I dropped the Udyr, and then there is another Kayle coming over from Headwinder. And then I was hoping that I might roll a useful 4-cost for our team. The gift I took was 2 4-cost units. I didn't end up getting much of them. So unfortunately, I have to stop there. But because I'm on 6 Zacs, I'm going to continue rolling for the Zacs. Because I am close on Zac and he is my main tank. I really do want to 3-star him. So I will stop and try to reroll for the Zac. And then I can finally go to level 8. I also did manage to clear out a little bench space here. No, I actually got some pretty good tank items here as well. I'm reasonably happy with most of these. Okay, so now we need to roll. We really are mostly looking for Zacs here. I will pick up Aatroxes as well. And then this is a unit. I need to grab crew units for Headwinder, so I'll grab that. There is another Jhin. I don't need Jhin 3-star. Jhin 2-star is plenty. So again, can I find more Zacs? I really need Zac here. All right, well, more Aatrox is okay. I mean, I guess that's something, but I really need more Zacs here. I mean, I guess I'll pick up this. I'm actually going to roll a little bit low, and you can see I actually do go ahead and level. I wanted to roll there while I was on. Level 5 because I had better odds to see Zac on when I was level 5. But I did want to get up to the level 6. It does 2 things. It lets me put the Jhin on the board. That puts Wraith 4 in. And then by being level 6, Kayle now fires out the wave of energy on every 3rd auto attack. So that's going to make her a lot stronger because now she has AoE properties on her attack. And hey, look at this. 3-star Kayle plus being level 6. Oh, I actually win around on like my own. I actually win around on my own now for a change. I did not just when Headwinder comes over and babysits me for a round. So anyway, now we get another augment. It is prismatic. Remember, we knew they would all be prismatic. I'm not going to take the golden egg. My board is not strong enough for that. I think I need more power right now. I was thinking about radiant relics to upgrade one of Kayle's items to radiant status, but I was like, no, let's just take the tactician's crown. That's fine. We'll just play an additional unit. And that'll be pretty nice. So I'm going to stuff the Nico on the board. She doesn't do anything for me right now. Probably should have just played another Zac, to be honest. I wonder if did I remember I should really just play another Zac here? So she's not going to do anything for me, but if I can find Cassante, then she'll give me Protector trait. Cassante is a 4-cost Protector. He's also a Wraith unit, and he will take over like secondary tank duty after Zac later on. But he has Protector trait. He's the only 4-cost Protector, and then Nico's the only 3-cost Protector. So if I want Protector trait in for Cassante, I have to play another Protector, and Nico is the best one to play. So yeah, we're going to stick with that for the time being. But this lets me play another unit on the board, and that's nice because I'm pretty much a lower level than like every single person in the lobby. Pretty much everyone is either level 7 or level 8 by now. I'm only level 6. And again, my constant need to have to stay over 70 gold really does hurt me in this game. Now, granted, I'm getting the scaling health every round, which is great. But having to stay over 70 gold pretty much at all times really does hurt me in terms of like how strong I can make my board. Anyway, there's another Mauls and another Nico. And like once again, we're at 70 gold here. All right, there's the Varus coming in. As I said, that was just this massive find on the part of Headwinder. Varus is the 5-cost sniper, but Headwinder was able to find this unit. And so now I will start itemizing Varus as my other main carry. He is a unit I literally could not find this unit because I'm only level 6. You can't even find 5-cost units normally until you're level 7. And even then, it's only 1% odds to find them. So the fact that he was able to get that unit was just an absolutely massive spike for my board. Now I have 5 Wraith in play. It also puts Sniper trait in play. And now I've got like another carry that I can play through. We're up in this round against the Star Guardians board. Well, this board is level 8. My board is level 6. They also have taken an augment that causes them to, if you have 1 item on a unit, then it turns into a Radiant item. That is very strong in the early game. It does not scale great into the late game because, again, if you put more than 1 item on a champion, the items don't become Radiant. So it tends not to scale very well into the late game. By the way, apparently, I would have lost that round, but Headwinder came over and reinforced. And apparently, I'm actually last pick now. I was like, wait, what? I'm last pick? Okay. Apparently, we actually do have a decent amount of health here, at least in comparison to the lobby. And I'll just get what's left over. Another rod would be pretty good here. I would like another rod-based item for Kayle. There's a number of things I could do with this. I could always get just like more scaling damage. I could do... Normally I would maybe try Jeweled Gauntlet, but my abilities can already crit, so there's a little bit less need for that. Like I have the augment that causes Kayle's damage to crit, or every champion's damage to crit, so I don't really need that. I'm also going to move the Tactician's Crown over to Varus because it'll give him some additional attack speed, if I remember how that works. And now I need to find these Zacs, but I need to get up to levels. I needed to get up to level 8. I was trying to level to 8 because I need to find Cassante, and I just have much better odds to find Cassante if I can get up to level 8. I do still want to hit this Zac, and I don't have great odds by leveling, but I just need to level and put more units on the board. I want to get to level 8 so I can try to find Cassante. And then after that, I need to get to level 9. So I'm still hoping I can find 2 more Zacs, or between me and Headwinder, we can find 2 more Zacs. And then, so I want to 3-star the Zac, and then I need to get Cassante, and then I need to get to level 9, because Kayle, remember, if we get to level 9, every single attack fires out that wave of energy instead of every 3 attacks. But unfortunately, I wasn't strong enough to beat that board, and you can see we've lost a lot of health. We only have 37 HP left here, so that's not great. And I might as well pick up this Aatrox. Like, I don't really want Aatrox, but, I mean, I might as well try to 3-star him if I can. So we'll just put another Zac on the board here. And I have the send up, but I don't really have any unit to send over to Headwinder. Now he's looking for Ziggs, and he's looking for if I can find a TF, but I have not really been seeing Ziggs in this game. I've had a couple, but none recently. I had a couple earlier when when Headwinder was trying to 3-star the Sivir and the Malphite and the Shen, but I haven't really seen them since then. So I'm basically just keeping an eye out for TF or if I can find more Ziggs. But yeah, I didn't really have a run on Ziggs. And of course, I'm also back in Econ mode, not rolling mode right now. All right, this is a Soul Fighters board that's managed to find a Gwen. But look at Varus. Varus getting those attacks off. Varus does a lot of damage even without items. And look, the artifact item that causes your unit to split into 3 parts. That actually just allows Kayle to kill even more of those units. So I'm stacking up more kills. Remember, she's stacking up kills, getting that extra ability power. Here I was checking to see, does Headwinder have Shen 3-star, but he actually did have Shen 3-star. So I did not need to buy this Shen and send it over to him. So we're getting there. We're slowly scaling. In terms of how much health I've built up, I believe all of my units have about 700. Well, not all my units, but the units that have been on the board from the start of the game, I think they have about 700 extra health at this point. Like, that's a full Warmogs for free. So the Zac basically has like a bonus Warmogs on him. And of course the Kayle does too, and the Aatrox does too. And like Udyr's been on the board for most of the game as well. All right, well, there's the Nico. Again, that's not super useful here. I have another item here, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do another Rage Blade on Kayle, which is a little bit unconventional here. I could have done a potential Death Cap here. But remember, Kayle is getting more, she's getting more AP from her power-up. So she's already getting like close to a death cap's worth of AP from all the kills she's gotten and been stacking up the whole game. So what does Kayle actually need right now? She needs more attack speed. Like, that's what she really needs. She just needs more attack speed so she attacks more often in these fights. So I thought that it made more sense to do double Rage Blade, which is a little wonky, but because she has so much health, so much AP coming in from her kills, I just need her to attack as fast as possible. So I think that this made the most sense out of the options, although like Death Cap wouldn't have been terrible either. Unfortunately, this round, Darius just dunks everybody. Yeah, Darius, real problematic balance unit. That wasn't even a 3-star Darius. He just got on my backline and he dunked everything. I posted a video with myself doing that, which was a lot of fun. Much less fun when I was the one getting dunked on there, but it is what it is. I believe that I sent, the component anvil over here. All right, we finally 2-star the Udyr, and I only need one more Zac, so I'm just hoping I can find one more Zac. Here, though, I'm really rolling for Cassante. I need a Cassante here, and then I need to go to level 9. Can I find the Cassante? I need this unit so I can get 6 Wraith in and also make my front line a lot stronger. All right, there we go. That is what I wanted, and we'll go ahead and play that. Thank goodness. Okay, that puts the 6 Wraith in, and that is a pretty big jump. And, what was I rolling for here? Was I rolling for one more Zac? Okay, I actually do hit the Zac, so I was like, okay, I guess, and there we go. There's the Nico. So I actually have put like my whole board together. Now I need to get to level 9. So Kayle can fire the additional waves, but I've basically hit my whole board here. Like, this is what the board is. It's 6 Wraith, 2 Sniper, 2 Duelist, 2 Heavyweight, 2 Juggernaut, 2 Protector, and then the Mentor bonus from the Udyr. So yeah, we definitely got a lot stronger there. Hitting the Zac 3-star makes my front line so much tankier. I mean, he was been a 1-star unit the whole freaking game, even though the goal is you're supposed to 3-star him. Unfortunately, I'm getting reinforced on this round. But yeah, it's not going to be enough with 2 boards coming against me. I'm pretty sure I would have won that round, though, otherwise. And then now we just need to econ. There's the Maul's 2-star. Not that that's terribly significant. But he does a little bit more damage, which means the Wraith procs are a little bit stronger. I believe Wraith 6th it's like 35. Oh, and then I take, this is another double up gift round. I had the option of 2 5-cost units. And I was like, I'll take the 2 5-cost units. And boom, one of them was a Varus. That's what I was hoping for. And I'm going to sell the other one. If neither one had been Varus's, I would have just sold them both for 10 gold and it would have gotten me to level 9 faster. But I actually get the unit I'm looking for too, so that's pretty nice. I will say one of my biggest criticisms of Double Up is I don't like the gift rounds. The gift rounds are way too much RNG in the gift rounds. The old gift rounds were better. The old gift rounds, you had to spend gold, not got stuff for free. So the old gift rounds sucked economy out of Double Up mode. Now they inject more economy into the mode, and the mode does not need more econ. It already has too much econ in it already. And they're just like way too swingy. Like, you take these ones, it's like, give me 2 5 costs. It's like, depending on what you get, like, that's a huge RNG fest, depending on whether you get units that like are useful for your board or not. All right, well, anyway, I get reinforced on this round, but it turns out Kayle does not get touched in the fight. And yeah, I actually beat both boards. Yeah, we're starting to come online. Trust in that hyperscaling. We're starting to get there. Now I am back to being first pick again, and I can get something item that's good on the Varus. I was like, yeah, okay, you know what's a good item on Varus? How about a freaking Deathblade? Yeah, that's gonna work well. I would have taken a Varus if it was on the carousel for Varus 2-star, but that's not there. Deathblade, one of his best items. Remember, his abilities can crit even without having Infinity Edge because I have that Lotus augment for my second augment. So he doesn't need like an Infinity Edge. His damage is going to be able to crit anyway. And now we're just going to slap a Deathblade on him. So that sounds quite good to me. And yeah, we'll go with that. And now we need 72 gold to level. So we're just going to let our income build up. Try to get to level 9 after the minion round. Headwinder finally gets the Malphite. He was missing the Was he the one who got the Malphite? I think he was waiting forever to hit that one. But yeah, now he has 4 crew 3-star units. And so his board's going to start doing all that crazy damage from the cruise ship. And then, there it goes. Another Varus coming over from Headwinder. So just to be clear how silly this is, I have not seen a single Varus this game. Headwinder sent me one. I got one of the double up gift round. Headwinder sent me another one. I mean, sometimes you got to get lucky, and that makes just a humongous difference because now I have another carry. It's not just the Kayle, I have the Varus over there as well. Varus actually outdamaged Kayle in that fight. He did 6,600 damage. So all he has is a Death Blade and then the bonus stats from the Tactician's Crown. So he can definitely still get stronger here. And yeah, we're just going to continue econing here. More health for my frontline units. I'll get another 50-ish health on all of them starting next round. And we're down to just 2 other teams in the lobby here. We've got this Battle Academia board, and then I can also potentially hit Darius 3-star. That's what I didn't want to see. I didn't want to see the Darius 3-star board, so I'm going to try to position away from the Darius if that's the board I'm hitting. It is the board I'm hitting. So I want to be as far away from Darius as possible with my carries, so he'll waste his time dunking other units. But he's kind of chunking his way through my team. Can we focus the Darius and kill this guy? Can we get him up? Okay, we're making some progress, but no, he one-shots the Kayle. Getting closer, though. That board is only level 7, and I'm about to go level 9, so hopefully that'll make a difference. Now, I do need to play another unit on level 9, and I get these double Brahms in my store. I was like, maybe I just play Brahm. He doesn't fit the board at all, but he'll give me additional frontline. Like, why not? It would probably make more sense to play another carry here. Well, actually, no. My front line's a little shaky because I still only have 1-star Cassante. Actually, putting Braum on the board's not terrible. Now, Braum is not really a tank. He's more of like melee DPS than a true tank, and he's not going to have Lucador trait in, and he's not going to have Bastion trait in. But like, if I can 2-star, I'm like a 2-star 5 cost is like almost always worth playing, even if you don't hit their traits. So that could be a lot worse. All right, so now we're going to go level 9. Of course, I'm going to cut into my econ here, but we're at this point in time of the game where I don't really care about stacking up extra health. By the way, I finally find a TF to send a Headwinder. I had that send on cooldown forever. And then I'm going to get a Shojin, which is going to be great for Varus. It's one of his better items, causes him to cast faster. And can we hit any of our remaining units? I'm looking for another Braum, another Cassante, and I guess another Aatrox if by some miracle I can hit him. Now I'm going to be up against potentially the Star Guardian board. Let's see who we've got here. No, it's the Battle Academia board, and they're on 1 HP here. Now, the problem with Battle Academia is it doesn't scale super well into the late game because you typically don't play any 5 costs on that board. It just plays through several 4 cost units, but they tend to get outscaled. And, all right, now that Kayle's level 9, okay, Kayle is doing a lot of work right now. Yeah, look at this. Okay, fight was close, but Wraith trait did the most damage, then Varus did the second most. Kayle did the third most, and that's going to knock out that board. Okay, we are down to 6 HP here, so we don't exactly have a lot of room for error. But we are at the point now where my board is basically online. All right, there's the Aatrox. Cool, Aatrox has gotten about 1,000 bonus health over the course of this game. Even though he has absolutely no items whatsoever, I mean, he's probably got about 3,500, 4,000 health. And he does have both of his frontline traits in. He has Heavyweight trait and Juggernaut trait in. He's actually going to be pretty tanky. I wouldn't mind getting like a Thief's Glove for him or something, because that would be nice. Anyway, now because I know who I'm going to be up against, I'm going to try to position. I have the Star Guardians board. But remember what I said, the Star Guardians board, they have that augment where they can only put 1 item on each unit. So I mean, it goes Radiant when they put 1 item on the unit, but they can only put a single item on each unit. So that does not scale great into the late game, and he has like Shojins on some pretty crummy units back there. So we're going to beat that board pretty easily. I think that person was trying to go for the Star Guardian Prismatic, but I don't think there's enough time to get there. We're still pretty early on stage 6. And there's another Braum, so we'll just play that. And Headwinder's now hit TF. 2 stars, so his crew board is completely online as well. Now I've got the Darius Kaisa board. This is like the reverse of what I was playing in the last game I put on YouTube. So basically what we need to do is we need to make sure Darius doesn't reset. So what is the best way to do that? Best way to do that is to shove my tankiest units right in his face and keep Kayle and Varus the heck away from Darius. So I'm going to move Kayle over to the left-hand side. I'm going to put the Zac over here, and then I'm going to try to put the Cassante over there as well. I also thought maybe there was an outside chance that Braum would grab the Darius and throw him to the back of the board. There's a chance of that happening, but like, look, that first ult goes off. It does not kill the Zac, so Darius does not reset. Then he uses his second one on Aatrox, does not reset again, and boom, that's it. The board's dead. No resets for you, Darius. So, yeah, that's how you can deal with a board like that. I believe we have outscaled the Darius board at this point, with my board being level 9. Alrighty, so I'm still trying to get another item here for the Varus. And there's a couple good choices here. I could take the Last Whisper for Armor Shred, but remember, Zac already Armor Shreds the board, so I don't really need it that badly. I was going to take it, and then I was like, no. Actually, I think what's better here is Red Buff. Varus will be able to apply Red Buff really well. It'll also cause him to get his ult off faster in these fights, which is what I really want. I just want him to get his ult off faster. So I'll go ahead and make that swap there. So there we go. Red Buff, Deathblade, Shojin. Those are pretty good items. We'll put the Tactician's Crown on Mauls. It'll help with the Wraith procs. And now I've got the Star Guardians board, which I think I'm a lot stronger than at this point in time. I think I'm definitely stronger than this board. This person's also bunching up, which is really weird. Like, that's how you position against Assassins. I do not have an Assassins board at all. They did hit 2-star Seraphine, but again, the Seraphine only has one item on her, so I don't know how effective that's going to be. The problem is, by bunching up like that, Kayle's AoE waves are just going to shred this team, and that's exactly what's happening. So as I rip this board to pieces, I actually check Kayle's power-up, and she has 62% bonus ability power. Again, that's more than a Death Cap's worth of extra stats. So that means if she got that means that she got, what, about 80 kills over the course of the game. So don't forget, Kayle had an additional, she had the Death Cap's worth of additional ability power. She was level 9. She had about 1,200 bonus health. I did the math. My units that had been on the board the whole game got about 1,200 bonus health. She got a free Death Cap. And in addition to that, she was level 9. So she got those additional waves. Oh, and her ability could crit without Jeweled Gauntlet. Trust in the scaling indeed. Well, anyway, I hope that this was a fun game to watch. Once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for Headwinder for joining me for this game. Until next time, take care, folks, and I'll see you again soon.